Good evening and welcome to Channel 8 Sports, where tonight we bring you East Brunswick High School boys basketball. Hi, I'm John Meggiolaro, and I'm being joined once again by two good friends, Phil Hill and Jim Allinder, as we have another first here on Channel 8, and that is to bring high school basketball. And I'm glad, Jimmy and Phil, that you can join me with this one. Have a good game here, East Brunswick and J.P. Stevens. Jimmy, I know you've been following East Brunswick. Give us a little background on them.
Yeah, well, I've only been able to follow them one game so far, John. I know it's very early in the season, but I think we have a good one for our opening game this year. Of course, East Brunswick is being touted as one of the top teams in the county. And I think the Bears showed evidence of that with their solid win over Perth Amboy last Friday. And the important thing about that is that it was at Perth Amboy. That's a tough place for a team to win. The people are saying, or at least Frank Knoppenberger, the East Brunswick coach, contends that Stevens is the team to beat in the red division. Now, I don't know, that might be hype on Knoppenberger's part, or I think he might have a point. The Hawks opened up Friday also with a 13-point win over a rather decent Edison club. They returned 10 players from last year's club, but the Hawks were 11 and 13. Now, East Brunswick, on the other hand, returns 5 regular players, 4 seniors, very experienced seniors from last year's 24 and 4 team. So I think you can draw your own conclusions as to who should have the upper hand tonight.
Okay, Phil, I know you've been checking in with the Stevens camp, and they're out here on the floor already, and they're a big team.
Well, I'll tell you, talked to Coach Vincent Sorello, and Jimmy pointed out that they were 11 and 13 last year. What he didn't point out, though, however, was that 8 of their losses were by 3 points or less. They have a well-balanced team, a veteran team, and they pretty much know what they have to do in order to beat East Brunswick. In order to beat East Brunswick, they know they must stop Greg Berliner. They feel they must play good defense, and they must play pressure defense. Coach Sorello says that they will press as soon as they get off the bus, so it should prove to be a really exciting game. These teams are familiar with each other. They played each other in the Westfield Summer League, and they also met each other at the Rutgers camp. So it should prove to be a real exciting game tonight, Jim.
One thing we need to mention, too, this is a key game in the GMC conference. And once again, Stevens is an arch nemesis, if you will, for the Bears. One other thing I think we need to mention from a technical standpoint, and that is this is our first ever coverage of a basketball game. So we're going to be learning with you out there at home, and hopefully we'll be able to keep up with the action and provide you with some insight. Again, this is part of our expanded coverage, and much like the football season that just passed, we'd be pleased to hear from you and let us know what you think of our basketball coverage. Our plan is to cover 5 boys games this year, 2 girls games. In addition, we're going to try to cover 2 wrestling matches, and that doesn't include any championship games that might come about. So we start off our 86-87 basketball season with a great one here at home for the Bears as they host J.P. Stevens. So let's get down to the main center court for the starting tip-off. Well, we're just about ready for the tip-off here at East Brunswick High School, and before we start, Jimmy, quickly the starting lineup for the Bears.
Okay, East Brunswick, 55, Greg Berliner, 41, Bill Zahn, 31, Chris Brill, 21, Chris Ciato, and number 11, Brian Forte.
All right, Phil, and for the Hawks?
Rocky Bravado, number 20, Tony Newsom, 21, Mike Miller, 10, Tony Mayers, 32, and John Wirt, number 30.
Well, here we go, the first home game for the Bears, 86-87 season. And the Bears control it. That's Brill. Forte now. Forte drives under to Ciato. And Brill takes the ball away from the Hawks. Ciato and Forte up front. Brill moves out with the shot, just off the rim, and we're going to have a foul.
John, East Brunswick is going to try to utilize its height advantage. They do have the height, and of course, Stevens is really lightning quick. They're going to be doing a lot of pressing.
A lot of action thus far. No score, we just started. Ciato from the outside. Chris Zahn will go to the line.
I think East Brunswick got about 5 shots.
They got a number of shots off there. Both teams seem to be a little bit tight, Jimmy, at this point. It's going to be an interesting game.
I call him Chris Zahn. His name is Bill Zahn. I apologize.
There's a lot of Chris's out there.
Yeah. All right, Stevens on the offense.
John, you notice East Brunswick is opening defensively in a zone.
A tight zone defense.
Miller is the playmaker. This is out to Newsom. And Newsom hits from the corner. 3-2 now. Bears still in the lead. Forte will bring it up. He's being pressed by Miller. That's Berliner. Brill. He's going to take it in. This is off to Ciato. Ciato with the shot from the center. That was Mayers on the rebound. That was Bravado.
I'll tell you, John, they're pressing East Brunswick all over the court, and that's what Coach Sorrella planned to do. Put tremendous pressure on East Brunswick, and that's what they're showing.
Brill trying to get it in. He gets it off to Berliner. Forte. Leonard with the drive, and we're going to have a foul called on 21.
Greg, yeah, go ahead.
That was Newsom on the foul.
They don't have anyone that can match up against Berliner, and Coach Sorrella knows that. And Coach Knoppenberger plans to go to him early in the game to take advantage of that.
Greg makes the first of 2. Score is tied now, 4-4, first period. Off the back. This is Miller, he's quick. Miller on the drive to Bravado. Nice pass. Hawks in the lead now, 6-4. Forte will bring it up. Outside, off the rim. Ciato recovers. Shot, he's got it. East Brunswick just missing on some of those shots.
They seem to be a little bit tight, John, but I think they'll loosen up.
Especially Brill, he's deadly from outside.
This is inside to work.
That was a traveling call, John.
John, if you're wondering why East Brunswick is starting out in the zone defense, they want to find out if J.P. Stevens can shoot from the outside. They know these players can drive.
Nice play by Mayers on Berliner. Bravado with some fancy ball handling. Back to Miller, who seems to be the playmaker for the Hawks. This is Newsom. In and out. Rebound. Berliner. Forte will bring it up for the Bears. 6-6, 4:54 to go in the first period. Forte on the drive, off the front of the rim. Zahn with the follow-up.
East Brunswick getting the second shot.
I'll tell you that Brian Forte is quite an athlete. He didn't make the shot there, but he showed his great athletic ability just coming off football season. I'm impressed.
In the corner to Mayers, nice block there. Berliner behind the pass, back pass by Brill to Ciato. And Brill is hurt. And we'll have a timeout.
I didn't see that play, John. Apparently, when he made that behind the back pass, he just ran into somebody.
That's exactly what happened, Jimmy. He was coming up court, made the behind the back pass, and as he went to step over, tripped over somebody. I'm not sure what he hurt. Looks like it might be the knee, though.
Beautiful play by Brill. Chris Brill behind the back pass to Ciato for the score, but he's down and he's hurting. Phil Hostler's out there.
And I tell you hate to see the injuries this early, in the season for anybody. They look like they're looking at an ankle right now, so at least it's not the knee. I would hope, John, that this game, it's going to be an exciting game and somewhat physical. From what I understand, these young people met up in the Westfield Summer League, and they seem to get pretty physical up there. Matter of fact, to tell the truth, they had a sort of a fight, these two teams, and we hope nothing like that breaks out here tonight.
Well,
but as you can see, the game has been very physical thus far.
Phil, anytime East Brunswick and JP Stevens gets together, no matter what the athletic contest is, there's just that little extra incentive. I guess it has started with football, but just continues to, just magnify itself no matter what the sport is. Well, Brill is up and moving around now. We'll have to see what kind of steps he takes.
It'll be just wanted to let everyone know Stevens has the ball. It's 10-6. The Bears are in the lead with 4:18 to go in the first period, and Phil Hostler and Frank Knoppenberger are out there with Brill. Chris Brill is walking off.
We got Larry Steenborden in for Brill now. He's number 40.
It looks like an ankle, but it looks like a bad sprain also.
Chris Brill's a very tough player. I wouldn't be surprised if he's back this game.
All right, as you said, Steenborden is in for Brill. He's number 40. And this will be Miller bringing it up for the Hawks. They trail by 4. First period action. In the middle. Wirt again, and it's blocked. Allinder. We got a travel called against Steenborden.
A little bit of strategy on Stevens' part. I think I'm going to try to bring it inside, try to get some foul trouble on Berliner.
Well, he's rather intimidating, though, I tell you.
Newsom out to Bravado. Shot from the corner, off. Rebound by Berliner.
He just sweeps the boards.
Forte trying to set things up. Ciato. That's Zahn from the outside, a little short. Miller with the rebound. This is Wirt, and he hits net. 10-8. Bears by 2. Fast action here, first period. Newsom takes it from Forte. Bravado's got it, now he's down to Mayers. Mayers all the way on the drive. Got a tie ball game. 10-all. 3:08 to go, first period. Steenborden, Kazan, into Forte.
There's a mismatch.
Forte is short, air ball. And Steenborden over the back, he's fouled.
Phil, there's a mismatch, I think. Forte with Miller.
And they tried to take advantage of it. I'll tell you, though, Tony Mayers, yesterday, named to the All-State team as a wide receiver, is showing good form. He's hustling out there, and he looks like he's in the flow of the game. Just a fine athlete.
Well, the foul was on Mayers. It's Steenborden at the line. He'll be shooting 2. We have a tie, 10-10, with 2:55 to go here in the first period, in a fast-paced first period. It just rolls off. Adams comes in for a work for the Hawks. The Bears in front now, 11-10. Bravado with the ball. Back to Miller. Newsom, Miller, looking for an opening. This is Newsom with the shot. It's off. Steenborden, and we're going to have a foul on Adams, who just entered the game.
Vance Adams, who just entered the game, just got a foul also. But this is his first playing this year. He was to be a starter, but hurt an ankle early in the preseason and hasn't had an opportunity to play. So this is his first game for him.
Steenborden will go to the line. East Brunswick with a 1-point lead, 11-10, over the Hawks. And it's good.
I have no team fouls for East Brunswick so far.
Shooting 2 is a backcourt foul. And he makes both of them. East Brunswick now in the lead 13-10.
Bears set shop in their zone defense.
Trying to get it inside. Nice play by Berliner. Knocked out of bounds by the Bears, so the Hawks will keep possession. This is Bravado, long shot, off the rim. It's going to be East Brunswick's ball, out on Adams.
Bill, so far the strategy's working.
Well,
Make them shoot from outside.
Forte has it stolen by Miller. Into Adams. Adams pulls up. Miller into Newsom. Back out again. Newsom trying to baseline. Out to Bravado. Forcing in the middle to Mayers. 13-12, the Bears on top. Berliner. Right ball a charge on.
Knoppenberger's protesting, but it seemed to be a fairly good call.
Oh yeah, really was. Greg needs to get control of himself on those plays inside.
Down to 1:45, first period. The Bears on top, 13-12, but Stevens has the ball. This is Bravado from the outside. That puts Stevens up front by 1, 14-13. Forte to Seattle. This is on.
There you go. There's
Posting up is Forte. Back to Zahn, the outside. And Zahn is off the mark a little bit thus far. This is Newsom all the way down. Bravado in the middle. 16-13 now. The Hawks extend the lead by 3. Seattle, and he's fouled. That'll be on Newsom.
Hawks have to watch that they don't get themselves in foul trouble. That's one of the disadvantages of being a pressing team.
We're seeing one of the finer guards in Middlesex County in Rocky Bravado. Matter of fact, his coach feels that he probably may be the best pure guard in Middlesex County. I don't know. He seems to drive well and handle the ball well, and he's even shown an outside shot.
He's already got 8 points.
And he has 8 points already. It's a fine performance by the young man.
Mito checks in, number 22 for Stevens.
So East Brunswick in the 1-on-1 situation.
All right, so East Brunswick now down by 1, 16-15. Minute 8 to go, first period.
And Mark Harmon has just checked in the game.
Harmon's in for Seattle. This is Miller. Into Mayers. To Adams. That's Zahn with the bound. Forte now, 43 seconds. See what they do. They'll look for one shot. That's Harmon. To Forte. Working on the perimeter. Ryan will take the shot. Puts it up off the rim. Mayers with the rebound. 22 seconds. And now Miller will slow it up for the Hawks.
And we see Brill coming back to the bench. He seems to be walking okay.
Bravado. He's going to force it from the corner at the buzzer. And so at the end of one period here at East Brunswick, it's J.P. Stevens 16, the Bears 15. Fast-paced, high-action first period.
Much like we expected, John, that it would be. With J.P. Stevens pressing as well as they could, and East Brunswick moving the ball up and down the court as well. It's a classic game. We have the height and power of East Brunswick against the speed of J.P. Stevens, and it's proven to be an exciting game, Jim.
Yeah, I like East Brunswick's strategy of opening up with the zone, forcing Stevens to shoot over the top. They started to come at the end, but I have to think, though, that East Brunswick's just a little bit of a different team without Chris Brill in there, and it looks as though he is going to be inserted back to the lineup. And East Brunswick just seems to flow a little bit better.
I agree.
I think we need to watch to see if Rappenberger continues to try to post Forte up against Miller. That's a mismatch there.
Well, I think he would have to do that. That is the money. That is the person that Coach Carrillo is concerned about. And they got to get Berliner in the flow of the game. They got to get the ball to Moore.
You got it, Phil. So far, I only have Berliner with 1 point.
Right.
And in order for East Brunswick to be effective, they have got to get the ball inside to him. And by the same token, I think Berliner has to watch himself as far as the offensive fouls. If there's one criticism of him, it has been that he gets in foul trouble an awful lot.
How do you like Tony Mayers as a basketball player?
Looks fine to me.
He is impressive. He's just an athlete. That's what it comes down to.
You got it.
All right, Stevens will take it out to start the second period. They're in the lead by 1. East Brunswick has Forte, Ciato, Steenvoorden, Berliner, and Zahn. This is Mido, and he throws it away for the Hawks, so the Bears will have possession and a chance to take the lead. Mayers knocks it out. Steenvoorden throwing it into Forte. Ryan takes it right down and shoots it. No, but Zahn's there to follow up. Bill Zahn.
Bears back on top.
17-16, East Brunswick. This is Miller. Bravado back out to Mayers. This is Mido. Mido with the shot. He's out of distance. Miller saves it, throws it. Nice play to Adams. Adams off the rim. We've got a foul here against Adams.
On Tony Mayers.
Tony Mayers.
Mayers, okay.
That's his second.
Chris Brill is back in.
I'll tell you, I'm surprised the way he went down on that ankle. They must have iced it up real quick, and he looks like he's doing okay. I'm glad to see it, though.
And a nice job by Steenvoorden during his absence.
Saw him missing on the 1-on-1.
All right, the Bears still with a 1-point advantage. Under 7 minutes to go before half. Miller with a long one, no good. Berliner with the ball.
I'm sure East Brunswick would be happy to see Miller take outside shots.
Berliner, and his touch is off, but Zahn inside misses. Mido to Miller. Bravado, and he's hot. 18-17 Hawks.
Boy, I have a feeling this is going to be this way all game, back and forth.
Brill with the ball. Seems to be moving well. Over to Forte. Ciato from the key. Nope. Mayers. No, that's Adams with the rebound. And Bravado will bring it up. He drops it off to Miller. Mido looking around. Cross court. Bravado. He's going to go right from the center of the court. That's Zahn with the ball. We'll have a jump.
Boy, Billy Zahn has really been playing aggressively. We don't have a count on his rebounds, but he's been getting the boards on either side.
And we have a timeout, East Brunswick. 18-17, the Hawks in the lead. 6:01 to go before half.
John, of course, we're going to be following the other East Brunswick teams this year. Our congratulations to the wrestling team. They placed 5th in the recently completed Lions Classic in North Hunterdon the past weekend. And that is a rather talented bunch of wrestlers that gather up there. Talking with Jimmy Young, the coach, about his team, he's very excited about the prospects this year. We've got Dan Lonsky, the co-captain, who I think is going to have an excellent shot making it to the state tournament. And the Bears are deep in other weight classes with Chris Strouser, Kevin Maloney, Glenn Cleary, Walt Toto, and some other veterans.
Well, we're into the winter season. So that's wrestling, basketball, and winter track.
Jimmy, what about some of those postseason honors for some of those East Brunswick athletes?
Yeah, however, I'll tell you what, I'm a little disappointed that Stacy Sueca didn't make the first team, all-state soccer team for the Newark Star-Ledger. I know that Luke Host is very pleased that Lori Feller and Sue Kerr were named first team, but Stacy Swake is just a superb all-round player, and I know I'm a little disappointed.
Well, there are a few disappointments in the all so-and-so teams. Ken Pruss, some people feel didn't get his just dessert, but that's the way it is sometimes. And, nevertheless, fine performance by all of you.
I think Stacy's going to end up at Princeton, John.
All right, 6:01 to go before half. The Bears trail by 1, 18-17 to the Hawks. They have the ball. They're knocked out of bounds.
Stevens tough on the inbounds here.
Well, it's just that quickness. They have more quickness than East Brunswick, and they're showing it out on the court.
Okay, Brill into Seattle. Back to Brill. Berliner, Forte. Inside to Berliner, a little hard. A little too tough to handle. Miller brings it up for the Hawks. Inside to Word, who's back in the game. Nice steal by Brill. Seattle helps him out. This is Brill again. He pulls up with the jumper off the glass. Chris Brill. And East Brunswick goes out in front, 19-18.
Nice soft shot by Brill.
This is Word. Short. Berliner with the rebound. We're going to have a travel against Forte.
Nevertheless, something seems to be happening. East Brunswick appears to be taking control of the boards in the person of Berliner.
You know, they're just missing some of those shots. This really could have been a bigger score, a bigger lead for the Bears, but they're not falling in tonight.
There's a steal.
Berliner.
All right, Forte.
Yeah, Mayers and Newsom are out of there, by the way. Both have 2 fouls. I'm sorry, Newsom is in.
This is Brill with the turnaround jumper. Oh, couldn't make it. We're going to have a jump ball.
That was Sean Collins for East Brunswick. We missed him coming in. I don't know how we missed him. He's about 6'5".
He's a big fella.
Was he called for a foul over the top?
Yes.
I think it was a jump ball.
Okay.
And it goes to
All right.
Stevens this time.
Interesting strategy. Bravado is playing the wing and just going from either side.
Bravado comes from nowhere.
He does it all.
2019 now, Stevens. Bravado got through the crowd to pick up the loose ball and put it in for the Hawks. Brill will bring it up. Berliner going all the way. And he banks it off. East Brunswick goes up now, 21-20. Here's Bravado. Dangerous man off Seattle's leg.
And that's Berliner's first field goal. He had 24 points in his first game with Perth Amboy.
Well, he hasn't scored much, but you can see the ability out there.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to be a fine forward for some college team.
Bravado with the charge.
That's right. And Berliner just drew the charge on that.
All right, Mayers is back in. Mido goes out.
Player controlled, so there's no 1-on-1.
Brill will throw it in for the Bears. 3:42 to go before half. East Brunswick up top, 21-20. Bravado with the steal, but it hits the end line, and East Brunswick will keep it.
Again, Bravado's all over the place. He's quite a hustler.
Brill cross court to Sternvorden. Forte now. Seattle looking for some action. Throws it long over Berliner's head. There's a turnover. So play's getting a little sloppy here. East Brunswick 1-point lead. 3:15 to go, second period rather. Into Mayers. Miller to Newsom. Newsom from the outside. Brill with the rebound. Berliner will bring it up out to Steenvoorden all by himself on the drive.
Nice play.
Good heads-up play.
Yep.
23-20 now, Bears. Bad pass by Bravado, taken by East Brunswick. Forte. In the middle there, the Berliner back to Forte. Ryan will dump it off to Brill. Stolen by Mayers. Mayers is going to go. And puts it in. 23-22, Bears by 1. We have a back and forth game here. Greenborden into Berliner. We have a foul.
I think we got word on the backing in on Berliner. Greg's going to go to the line.
It was against Wirt. Zahn checks back in.
I have 3 players on Stevens with 2 fouls. John Wirt, Tony Mayers, and Tony Newsom.
Tony Mayer showing that ability that made him all-state. Quick hands, good hands, and quick feet.
All right, Harmon and Zahn are back in for the Bears. Berliner at the line. And that's good, he'll shoot another. 24-22 the Bears. 2:04 to go, second period. Greg misses the second. This is Bravado, he brings it down for the Hawks. Forces one up and makes it.
Nice shot. Wow, he went right over top of Berliner on that
He
one.
doesn't mind going down under the big trees and putting it up, and he's done it successfully.
We're tied at 24. Harmon inside to Brill, nice pass. Oh, and they call a travel on Brill. Good pass by Mark Harmon. .137 to go, 24-24. Miller looking to the sidelines to see what the coaching staff wants him to do. And they're going to slow it down a little bit here. That's Mayers. Back out to Miller. Miller's caught now. He dumps it off to Newsom, back to Mayers. Tony Mayers with a flying shot there.
Little air ball there.
Brill to Zahn, back to Brill. Chris Brill rather with the shot, a long one. It's off the metal. Taken away by Berliner. Off the glass, he just misses. Harmon follow-up. Nice play by Mayers.
Nice steal by Berliner.
Tony Mayer skying and blocking the ball out of bounds on Mark Harmon.
All right, Seattle comes in for Brill. 56 seconds. The game is still tied at 24. Harmon loses it. This is Newsom. Newsom dishes off to Mayers. Mayers misses the layup. Newsom follows up, and a foul. This would be a three-pointer.
It's on Newsom, though.
Yeah.
It's on Adams.
Okay, the basket counts. It's against Zahn, and he'll go to the line.
My mistake. It looked like Vance Adams had pushed off while the ball was in the air.
26-24, the Hawks. Oh, he won't go to the line, I guess.
No, they don't. It's not. That could have been a potential one-on-one.
Okay. So Bravado will take it. 26-24, 42 seconds to go before half. The Hawks in the lead. They slow it down once again. A little game of catch here between Newsom and Bravado. Down to 21 seconds, 20. Miller. And he'll circle around, dish it back off to Bravado, who gives it back to Miller. Down to 10 seconds. Stevens with a 2-point lead. Miller looking for one shot. Mayers. Miller will take it. Off the rim. Berliner. And that's it. The end of the first half here at East Brunswick. J.P. Stevens in the lead, 26-24. Guys, a typical Stevens East Brunswick game, if you will.
Yeah, it's typical in the sense that it's fast-paced, hard-hitting a little bit out there, too. Of course, we're not out there. But I don't know. I think East Brunswick is not playing really up to its capability. They are tight in a lot of areas. Berliner certainly not in the game the way that East Brunswick wants them to be. Brill still needs to get in the flow. I think East Brunswick probably is going to have a better performance in the second half. They're certainly going to have to shut down Bravado for J.P. Stevens because he's played well.
Yeah, Phil, where did this kid come from?
The kid Bravado, he apparently he's been around. I think he's lettered for 3 years. No, excuse me, he's a junior. He's a junior. But Coach Cirillo, as I said at the top of the game, feels that he is perhaps the best guard in the county. And I hadn't heard about him. But East Brunswick's strategy has been to go zone and make them shoot outside. They haven't, J.P. Stevens hasn't shot outside that well. What they have done, though, is drive down below. And people like Bravado, of all people, have been making shots up over Zahn and Berlin. So it's just scrappiness on their part. They have good athletes. You see Tony Mayer's out there performing, but they also have another All-Stater out there. Miller is an All-State soccer player. Mike Miller is an All-State soccer player.
Well, it's 26-24 at the half. East Brunswick's first home game of the 86-87 season, and it's a nip and tuck one with the J.P. Stevens Hawks. And we'll be back with the second half action in just a few minutes. Well, welcome back to the second half. East Brunswick J.P. Stevens boys basketball game. The Bears trail 24-26. And Jimmy, I know you have some scoring stats for us.
Yeah, most noteworthy, Rocky Bravado for J.P. Stevens, 14 points on 7 field goals. Rather revealing that Greg Berliner only has 4 points, 1 field goal, 2 foul shots. Zahn is the leading scorer with 7 points. And going right down, Seattle has 6. Larry Steenborden 5 points, and Chris Brill just 2 points.
All right, Phil, you've got to be impressed with Stevens. They're matching up well with East Brunswick.
Very impressed, and I'm not surprised. Like I say, they have a veteran team, and I knew they would do well.
All right, the Bears will start off this second half with the ball. That's Forte. He's got Brill. Bears moving left to right on your screen in the green. Forte up and in. High ball game, 26-all.
I would watch for East Brunswick to try to get the ball more to Greg Berliner this half.
Miller, Bravado.
East Brunswick sticking with the zone.
This is the man they have to watch, is this Bravado. 14 points, first half. There he goes. Looking back into Newsom, nice pass. Blocked by Brill and taken by Berliner.
Strategy was try to get Bravado to drive inside, and if he was blocked out, get the ball to one of the perimeter people, but it was just stolen.
All right, Forte to Seattle. Inside to Berliner. There's their strength, and it's 2. Bears on top, 28-26.
And I'm sure Coach Knoppenberger said at the half, let's get the ball into our money player. Let's get it into Berliner. And you're going to, right, John, you're going to see him go to him a lot more this half.
By the same token, Berliner has to watch that he does not get in foul trouble.
Wirt on the inside, over Berliner. 28-all. They go back and forth. Brill brings it up, Newsom's on him. Nice pass in the middle to Berliner, off the glass, high. That's Bravado with the rebound. Good steal, Berliner, Seattle, back to Berliner. Shot, good. Bears, 30-28.
Now, Berliner is a streak player. You know, once he gets the hand, he can run up some points real quick.
Well, the sleeping giant has awakened.
Long time to go, though.
There's Wirt, partially blocked by Zahn and Berliner. Bravado forces it up off the glass. There's a scramble, Newsom fighting. Brill comes down with the rebound.
Officials letting them play.
Hey, tenacity, just great hustle off the defensive boards.
Forte, Berliner to Zahn inside, wide open. That's 2.
Super play.
Looking for the open man.
I think the Bears come out of hibernation.
32-28, the Bears.
Quick 8 points here.
No.
Newsom being pressed by Seattle. He takes the shot and makes it. 32-30. Forte down to Seattle, but Stevens is back. Brill now will look for an open man. And he throws it away. Right in front of us, Miller will take it in. Bravado to work. Turnaround jumper off the rim. Berliner with the rebound.
He's really come alive. He's doing it all right now.
There's Brill from the corner. Yes.
Swish.
34-30.
And this is the East Brunswick team that everybody thought could play as well as they are right now.
And Newsom. They're looking to get it into work.
I think, John, yeah, get it into work. Try to commit Berliner on the foul.
There's Mayers. Comes around. Nice play. Nice basket, Tony Mayers.
Beautiful finger roll by Tony Mayers.
And East Brunswick calls timeout.
Oh, just when East Brunswick thought that it was going to be able to mount a streak, Stevens gets some points of their own, and that's the mark of a quality club.
You're right, Tim, but it's clear that East Brunswick has come out a different team in the second half. J.P. Stevens, however, is staying up with them. But the big point is that they have Berliner in the game. And he's on it all right now, and he's rebounding and he's starting to score. And that's a big plus for East Brunswick.
Hey, the girls basketball team is hoping to get off to a good start this year. Last year, the Lady Bears were 21-6, but Sal Picarillo says the team's going to be playing some tough games this year. There's a lot of quality clubs, but they have Gail DiMartino, who is everybody's all-county guard, and also Cheryl Barella, we know her from the soccer team, Kathy McAllen, Kim Pryor, Danielle Salamini, Kim Harden, Randy Klein. Those are the mainstays for the Lady Bears this year.
And I just want to point out the Bear cheerleaders are here under the direction of Kathy Ambrosi, our cameraman's wife.
She does a fine job with them, too.
Tough job. She puts in as much time as any of the coaches.
Are you saying Kathy does a fine job with Dave?
That too. All right, it's 34-32. The Bears, the 2-point lead, 4:12 to go in the third period. And a nip and tuck game with J.P. Stevens. A big game in the GMC. The Bears will take it in. That's Brill with the ball. Gets it down to Forte. Forte in the backcourt to Seattle. Still in the backcourt. They need to get it up court here. And they do.
Barely.
Forte on the drive. Pulls up short on the shot.
I don't think that's the shot that Knoppenberger wants East Brunswick to get.
Well, fine athlete as Brian Forte is, I think he still has a lot of football in him that he has to work out. Once he gets that out, he's going to be a fine contributor to this team.
There's a Newsom. Jumper off the rim. Mayers with the rebound. Pull down and take it away. Knocked out of bounds.
Tony's hot about that one. He had an open layup underneath and just couldn't put it in.
J.P. Stevens is staying in the full-court press.
And time, East Brunswick took too much time getting the ball in, so it'll go over to Stevens right under their own basket. Newsom to Wirt. Wirt misses. Steenvoorden is fouled, going for the rebound.
John, neither of these teams have changed their strategy. Stevens still pressing and East Brunswick still in the zone.
Forte tries to push it up. This is Berliner. 2 shots, can't get it. Third shot, yes. 36-32 Bears.
That sequence shows Greg Berliner's rebounding strength.
It's those tap drills Knoppenberg has him do. They pay off.
Bravado, who's been held in check, shoots it from the outside, off the rim. Brill with the rebound. Up court, ball's knocked out of his hands by Mayers. Bravado drives, off the rim. This is Steenvoorden.
I'm surprised an offensive foul wasn't called on that.
Seattle, wide open. Looks in for Berliner. Yes, 2.
And Greg Berliner has 8 points in this quarter.
I apologize for calling him Berliner, but it's 38-32, the Bears.
Well, whoever he is, he's doing an awfully good job this half.
Yeah, good timeout by J.P. Stevens, Phil. They can see it creeping away with a 6-point lead. I don't think East Brunswick has had a lead this big.
Well, Jim, it's just that East Brunswick has been in this situation so many times. You don't do like they did last year, play the #1 team in the nation, Camden, and stay with them for 3 quarters like they did last year. So after you do something like that, no team intimidates you. So they have that in the back of their mind. They know they can come back.
Well, they're starting to play their game, and that's get the ball into Berliner, get the ball up court quicker, play that tough defense. You see Frank Knoppenberger down with his team going over some strategy. 2:46 to go in the third period. The Bears in the lead, 38-32. And the Bears have a tough schedule coming up. They have a holiday tournament as well as the GMC conference, so they're not ducking anyone this year.
Well, and that's the thing that's most impressive about the East Brunswick program, particularly under Knoppenberger, is that they want to play the best. They've been playing teams from Philadelphia, teams from New York, and they're willing to play anybody, and that's how you get to be the best. My hat off to Knoppenberger for his willingness to take on those teams such as that.
We should mention that the opening round opponent in the McCorriston Invitational on December 27th will be Bishop Arch Ryan or something like that from Philadelphia. Archbishop Ryan. Now I got it straight.
All right, Stevens with the ball.
Bill, you gotta get a hand up.
This is Mayers, back out to Newsom. Newsom with the jumper. That's Bravado underneath. He misses. Mayers, yes. 38-34, Bears.
Tony Mayers.
And it's getting rough inside now.
Tony Mayers was literally holding Berliner at that time, and he got caught. He had his arm completely around the young man's waist.
That's 3 fouls on Mayers.
Not the type of foul you want.
All right, the Bears will take the ball. Brill. Berliner, back to Brill. Forte. Bring it up for the Bears. Stops and jumps, misses, off the rim, follows up. 40-34. Bears with 6-point lead. Newsom out to Miller.
Bravado has not scored this half.
Stevens looking to get inside. Bravado, ball is blocked by Berliner. This is Forte on the drive. Off the glass. They call a charge. Charging on Brian Forte.
Okay. And it was a very good call.
Yeah, it was. That could have been a big swing bucket right there. Could have given them an 8-point lead.
137, the Bears in the lead, 40-34. Newsom, little jumper, he's short again. That's Zahn with the rebound.
I'll tell you, Tony Mayers almost came up with his 4th foul going over the top of Berliner, but backed off just quick enough.
I'll tell you another thing, Stevens is not nearly getting the good shots that they had in the first half.
Berliner, Forte looking to shoot. Throws it out to Ciato into Zahn. Nice hook by Zahn, in and out. Berliner, no. Bravado with the rebound. It's getting rough and hectic under there.
It's getting very physical.
There's a little travel, it looked like. They didn't call it, but East Brunswick will take the ball.
Right. Bravado didn't have anybody to pass to, and again, that's the East Brunswick defense. They're not allowing the open man to get the shot.
First time we've seen Bravado playing out of control a little bit, and he needs to settle himself down. The coach needs to say something to him.
All right, Harmon in for Ciato. Forte's got Harmon down court. And Newsom broke up that fast break. It's Adams in, 31 to Newsom. Miller, the playmaker for the Hawks. Looks inside to Mayers with the jumper. Yes. 40-36. East Brunswick by 4. 30 seconds to go in the third period. Brill bringing the ball up. Inside to Berliner, to the hoop, yes.
He goes to the bucket as well as anybody I've ever seen in high school.
Just raw power. Just the power move by Berliner.
42-36 Bears. 10 seconds. Bravado. Off the rim, Newsom, no. Adams, no, and that's it for the third period. 42-36 Bears.
Well, we got ourselves a nice game now. Bears with a 6-point lead. Greg Berliner, 10 points on 5 field goals just that quarter alone, so he's up to 14 points. And we also mentioned the Rocky Bravado, who had been the leading scorer with 14 at the half, has been shut out. Tony Mayers, he has 6 points in this half, so he's got 12. And I think most importantly, East Brunswick's defense is really starting to assert itself.
Well, Jimmy, Knoppenberger had his team do exactly what we saw. They had to stop Bravado, which they have done successfully the first half, and they had to get the ball to Berliner. And they have done that successfully the second half, and that has been the big difference there. In addition to that, they've just gotten a lot more aggressive and taking the ball to the hoop.
And I think we ought to also mention that Berliner only has 1 foul, and Zahn has 1 foul, and Forte has a foul, and that's it for East Brunswick. Mayers has 3. He has to watch himself. Newsom and Wirt have 2 apiece, and Bravado and Vance Adams have 1 foul each. So really, other than Tony Myers, no one is in foul trouble.
All right, if you're just joining us, I'm John Meggiolaro. I'm being joined by Phil Hill and Jim Allinder as we open up the East Brunswick High School boys basketball season at home here at East Brunswick. East Brunswick's in the lead 42-36 against their arch rival J.P. Stevens in a major GMC conference game. We're ready to go into the fourth quarter. Yeah,
I'll tell you one surprising thing. There hasn't been any fast breaks in this game. I think we had 1 attempt at it, and Vince Adams, I believe, broke that up. And J.P. Stevens hasn't had any themselves.
All right, Stevens starts with the ball. And they call a foul on, I think it was Seattle. No, it's Brill. Foul on Brill.
Second team foul for the quarter. Of the half. East Brunswick still has 3 more.
All right, Stevens. They trail by 6, 42-36. Fourth period. Moving the ball around. Newsom, Miller, inside to Mayers. Blocked by Brill. Mayers still has it. Fights his way into Adams, and he's got to travel.
Well, he appeared to have a double dribble before that, and it wasn't called, but they got him on the traveling.
These refs are letting the guys play. Brill with the ball.
Here's the press.
There's Seattle all by himself for the layup. He misses. Berliner on the follow-up.
Our first fast break.
44-36 Bears.
And the 8-point lead is East Brunswick's biggest.
Let's see if Stevens changes its strategy. They've been playing on the perimeter. That's Newsom. Off the rim, he follows his own shot and puts it in. 44-38. Stevens continues to press. Berliner with the ball. He'll drop it off to Brill. Brill drives, dumps it off to Zahn. Zahn off the glass, no good. Mayers rebounds for the Hawks. Bravado, outside shot, short. East Brunswick players, and there's Newsom to follow up. East Brunswick overran the ball, actually.
Someone didn't block out there, that's all.
44-40, East Brunswick's lead cut down to 4. 6:18 to go in the game. Forte to Berliner. Stolen by Mayers. Nice play.
Quick hands of Tony Mayer.
There's Newsom on the drive. Nice fake and good. Timeout by Frank Knoppenberger. East Brunswick's lead is cut to 2 points, 44-42.
the Bears had an opportunity to ice this game. They had an 8-point lead, and then Stevens comes back with 3 quick buckets, narrows the gap to 2.
Well, you're right. You see Coach Cirillo, they're exhorting his team on, and they've done a fine job. They made a run of 6 to 8 points there and got themselves back into this game. Most of it's been done on just good hustle and good athletic ability.
Right. And we just have to watch that Bravado doesn't get open for his shots.
All right, an 8-point Bear lead has been cut down to 2 points, 44-42. And we've said from the beginning this was going to be a dogfight. We're down to 6:02 in the game, and the Bears will have the ball when we resume action.
Coach Knoppenberger talking to his team right now, and seems to be drawing up some particular type of play. But there seems to be a lapse in something. They had a couple shots down here where the team just didn't block out, and they got loose balls and put them up for scores.
Yeah,
and they can't allow that to happen.
Yeah, this is such a quick-paced game that when East Brunswick is been able to set itself up for defense, they seem to be in good shape. But when the transition game starts, they're not allowed to set up, and I think that's where Stevens has been able to capitalize.
All right, the Bears come out. They only have 1 timeout left, so we'll see how it's used.
Interesting rule this year in high school, 4 timeouts per team.
Per game. All right, Brill looking to bring it in. Finds Forte. Again, the press by Stevens. Forte, back to Brill. Brill inside the Brill liner. Taken away by Wirt. Miller has it, he can tie it up. This is Bravado. He's fouled underneath by Zahn.
Jimmy, Bravado purposely tried to draw the foul there. He's actually going for the 3-point play. I think if he would have took it in right away, he could have had the 2 points, but he was trying to get the extra point as well.
Sign of a mature player.
44-42, Bravado goes to the line. In and out.
That's Stevens' first attempt at the line tonight.
Wow.
5:40 to go. Bravado makes it. 44-43, East Brunswick, 1-point lead. Brill and Forte bring it up.
Well, I think Brian got away with the backcourt on that one.
Berliner going inside, blocks Seattle. Bravado with the ball. He shuffles it on to Newsom. Newsom's fouled. Fouled by Forte.
I'll tell you, John, though, what a nice play by Bravado, improvising. He was about to go down. He probably would have got called for a traveling and tapped the ball out to Newsom. Just a fine all-around play.
A lot of hustle there by J.P. Stevens, particularly by Bravado. And Newsom will go to the line. 44-43. Newsom could tie it up here with this shot. And he misses. We'll get one more attempt. It fell in the line, but and they call it. Tony Mayers came into the paint. And so it'll be East Brunswick's ball on the side. Zahn to Brill. I would think they want Brill under that basket somewhere and not handling the ball. Seattle into Berliner, and he's tripped. They call a walking. Close call.
Well, he lost his footing.
John, about Chris Brill, actually they really do want him to handle the ball. He's the veteran ball
Stolen by Forte. He's driving all the way, yes! East Brunswick 46. Stevens 43, a 3-point lead, 4:49. Newsom.
Sorry, John, we're getting at the point now where every shot is going to be very important.
Newsom back out to Miller. Bravado. Stevens slows it down. Newsom with the jumper. He misses. Grill with the rebound. Forte. Nice pass to Grill with the layup.
That was a super pass.
48-43. Bears by 5. 4 minutes to go in the game.
I think Forte took a little page out of his quarterback book, looked the other way and threw the ball.
That's right. They check out the eyes.
Stevens moving around the perimeter. This is Bravado. It's off Berliner. Nice play.
East Brunswick is simply going to deny Bravado the inside lane there.
Bravado on the throw in from Newsom. Into Wirt. Wirt's going to turn. It's off his foot and he throws it up. Miller will control.
He looked like he got away with a double dribble.
Bravado, long. Newsom takes it out of bounds and it'll be East Brunswick's ball.
Okay, key sequence here. 5-point lead for East Brunswick with 3:36 left. 2 points would really help.
Forte. He's been the playmaker all night. Goes right up and through. Misses the easy layup. And Bravado brings it down. To Wirt. Wirt off the rim.
Offensive foul.
Yes.
They call a charge against Wirt. And a timeout for Stevens.
I'll tell you what, the action is hot and heavy here. We can barely keep up with ourselves. A lot of turn of momentum, Phil. You know, just when East Brunswick seems to think that it's going to get a comfortable lead, Stevens comes back. But I think with a 5-point lead now, the Bears having the ball, you would think that they want to become more predictable in their attack.
Well, they may not want to change too much. They're in a good position right now. Of course, Stevens has shown the ability to run off 6 to 8 points without East Brunswick scoring, and so it means that they still can do it. So I think the Knoppenberger is pretty much going to stay with what he's been doing and hope that that lead stays out there.
Oh yeah, and unlike college or professionals, there is no time clock. So if a team can, and I haven't really seen a team that can hold the ball, East Brunswick has the can elect to do that. But it's just really difficult to maintain your poise and not make that turnover in high school basketball. I mean, the fans can see what a pace is set here.
Okay, we have 3:19 to go in the game. East Brunswick out in front 48-43. Stevens has just called a timeout. And East Brunswick now will try to extend that lead against a tough Stevens team who's been pressing from the first minute of the game.
Phil, I've been impressed with Forte this half.
He's missed a lot of things, but you see it's there. All he has to do is get those football legs out of the way, and that'll be a couple weeks or so, and he's going to be a fine contributor to this team.
I noticed Marcus Borden as a very interested observer over there.
All right, Grill will inbound it for the Bears. And it's stolen by Bravado and knocked out. Let's see, it's a white ball, so it'll be Stevens under their own basket. Bravado with the jumper, off the rim. Berliner with the rebound.
A big rebound.
Clock is running, we're down to 3 minutes to go.
Rocky cannot buy a bucket from the outside.
Berliner in a Grill. Grill off the rim. Just didn't put enough on it. Newsom gets the ball out to Bravado, and Stevens is on the move. Bravado stops, uses the glass, puts it in. 48-45. 3-point lead now for the Bears. Grill bringing it up, looking for some help. To Forte. Forte from the foul line. Yes.
Well,
A big shot.
not a big percentage shot. Nonetheless, they'll take it.
50-45. East Brunswick. This is Wirt along the baseline. Pulls up. 50-47. As the two teams exchange baskets, we're down to 2:10 in the game. Ciato inside to Berliner. No basket. Foul call before he made the shot.
And that was Mayers. That's his 4th foul, but he really wanted to take that one because Berliner had an inside lane to the basket.
Adams comes in for work for the Hawks.
No 1-on-1 yet. Each team has 4 team fouls, so the next foul by either team results in a 1-on-1.
2:02 to go. East Brunswick in the lead, 50-47. Berliner, turnaround jumper is good, 52-47.
And Greg got that shot because Mayers couldn't afford to commit the 5th foul.
There's Bravado. He's going to put it up, and it's in and out. He follows with his rebound, stolen by Brill. Brill's going all the way. Takes it to full length.
Steal by Brill and basket by Brill.
A great basket.
54-47, the Bears by 7. Inside to Adams. Adams can't control it.
He was looking for Mayers to cut inside on that, and he wasn't there.
1:30 to go. Stevens pressing once again. And word comes back in for Adams for the Hawks. 1:30, 54-47 the Bears. We're at East Brunswick High School. First home game of the season for the Bears. Berliner brings it down. Being tied up. Gets it across to Forte. And we're going to have a foul called on Miller.
There's your 1-on-1.
Well, that's the type of foul that might have not been called in the first quarter, but now it's getting down to crunch time, and they're calling it. Sometimes they switch that around.
Is that true, Phil? Do the referees tend to get a little bit more conscious?
Well, some referees let it go when it gets to crunch time, and others call everything.
All right, Forte, 1-on-1. He's got the first one.
I know one of my observations in following high school basketball is that a tendency to call too many whistles. I don't think that's the case tonight, though.
They've done a good job tonight.
55-47. Forte. It's off the back, but Brill controls it.
That's a big rebound.
Forte looking for some help. He's pushed by Bravado and Miller.
I think Stevens now is really forced to foul with an 8-point lead for the Bears. Stevens has to get the ball back.
All right, Forte will go to the line again. Foul was on Bravado. 55-47 Bears. 1:11 to go in the game. East Brunswick comes into the game 1-0, having beaten Perth Amboy last week. Forte, he makes it. 56-47. It's a 1-on-1 situation. And he adds a second. 57-47, East Brunswick up by 10. 1:06 to go in the game. This is Newsom. He drives, pushes it up, no good. That's Zahn with the rebound, out to Brill.
Bears in good shape now.
Forte, looking, nice pass to Ciato, back to Brill. East Brunswick moving the ball well now. Brill drives. Nice play by Wirt. They're going to be called for the foul, though.
Not that it means anything now at this point. 45 seconds left in the game. 10-point lead for the Bears, but Wirt has his 4th foul now.
Well, Jimmy, it's just like we expected. East Brunswick's experience has come through. J.P. Stevens has played an all-around fine game, but the great experience of East Brunswick.
Interestingly enough, though, the inexperienced player, Brian Forte, came through with 13 points in the second half. And that's with nothing in the first half, so he's really come through nicely.
All right, we're down to 45 seconds. The Bears have a 10-point lead, and they're going to try to add to it. Brill is at the line. This is the first. The second, 58-47, 11-point lead now. East Brunswick opens it up. This is Newsom for the Hawks. He's missed that shot all night. Newsom again on his own rebound, puts it up, and Stevens calls a timeout. 35 seconds to go in the game. East Brunswick out in front, 58-49.
Well, the Bears doing what they had to do. Rather sluggish first half, and they made the adjustment, got the ball to Berliner. waited for Stevens to make its adjustment and overstacked a little bit. And then Forte took over from there and came through with some nice points in the fourth quarter.
So we see the Bear bench. Not much that Frank Hoppenberger could be telling him other than don't foul, don't give him an easy basket.
Well, Frank is the no-nonsense, serious coach, and he's saying something specific. He's not just saying play out the game in simple things. Knowing Frank, he's saying something. Matter of fact, he's drawing, seems to be drawing a play down there, and he wants them to execute no matter what stage the game is. He's a perfectionist, and that's why East Brunswick has done as well as they have.
While we have a moment, I'd like to remind our audience that our next game, our next boys basketball coverage will be the game on January 3rd against St. Joe's here at East Brunswick High School.
Well, that should be a good one, John.
Another bitter rival. So we're down to 35 seconds. 58-49, the Bears. Real inbounds at the Seattle. Pass to Berliner, he's all by himself. Adams will be charged with the foul.
Well, that's an example of fouling the ball. They missed an obvious foul right down in front here and called a suspect foul as he went up. Nevertheless, it was a foul.
Greg Berliner at the line. He makes the first. 59-49. And misses. 10-point lead for the Bears. Newsom will try that shot again. And he misses once again, followed up by Mayers. 59-51 now. Forte. And he's called for a travel. Ooh. Miller had a takedown there for Stevens. 15 seconds. 8-point Bear lead. Bravado on the spin, can't make it. Berliner with the rebound. Forte all by himself on the layup. He's fouled. Miller with the foul. Forte will go to the line. Seven seconds left. 59-51 Bears.
They're calling 2 shots on that, an intentional foul. Well, it's equivalent of the technical. It's intentional foul, 2 shots automatically.
All right, so Forte will shoot 2. My voice held out to the end.
Very good, John.
Missed the first one. And he misses the second one. Nonetheless, East Brunswick still up by 8, 59-51. And a good crowd here this evening, despite the holiday season. And the Bears will retain possession. Forte, Seattle saves it.
That's a good call by the official. The ball has to be touched within 5 seconds. And he called the whistle before Seattle was able to get to the ball.
All right, the Hawks will have it. 6 seconds left. This is Mayer. They'll let him go all the way in for the easy basket. And that's the game.
Interestingly enough, that allows Tony Mayers to be the high scorer of the ball game. That gives him a 16-point.
Final score, East Brunswick 59, J.P. Stevens 53. And I hate to be redundant, but it was everything we thought it would be.
That's true, John.
Well, not without a little bit of interesting nip and tuck at the beginning of the game. I think Stevens did an excellent job of, making it a game for a while. I've got the final statistics scoring for Berliner. We have a little bit of a scuffle breaking out here. That's just evidence of the rivalry between these two teams. We said it while the game was going on.
Exactly.
And interestingly enough, these two teams will meet once again at J.P. Stevens and possibly in the tournament.
Well, you don't like to see stuff like this, Jimmy. And as we said before, they did have a problem in the Westville Summer League, and they went through the whole game with no problem. Then at the time, they should have been shaking hands. Somebody lost a temper. But, they're tough competitors, and they go at each other anytime they play. But we don't like to see stuff like that.
All right, let's go on to the more important things, like the scoring. Berliner with 11 points in the second half, finishes with 15. Zahn comes through at 9, and he played a good board game too, I thought. We have Chris Bill coming back from that ankle injury with 7 points. Chris Ciotto with 6 points, and Forte with 13 big second half points. And Larry Steenvoorden had 5. Privado was the high scorer. I'm sorry I mentioned that Mayers was, but Privado had 17, but we should also say that he only had 3 points in the second half. East Brunswick shutting down Stevens' top scorer. Mayers 16, Newsom with 14, and finishing out the scoring was John Wirt with 6 points.
I think you have to be impressed with East Brunswick. They started off a little slow. The baskets weren't dropping for them. Stevens is a quick team, was pressing them, and I think that bothered them a little bit. More importantly, you've got to be impressed with the way Frank Knoppenberger uses his bench, gives his key players a rest, and they really don't lose anything with some of those players coming off that bench. And so you have fresh players coming in and out. They all know their assignments. And the way they came back in the second half, you had to be impressed. Their game plan, obviously, was to get it into Berliner. They did that. Forte opened up the middle a little bit with some of his drives. Ciotto played a solid defensive game. And Chris Brill, who came back from that injury in that first half, really did a great job in handling the ball, getting it up court, looking for the open man.
Phil, I think one of the weaknesses for the Bears last year was when Berliner got in foul trouble, East Brunswick really had to change his game. I'm not so sure with the way Zahn played tonight that the Bears can continue to play that tough game.
I'll tell you, Zahn was very impressive. Matter of fact, this is the first time for me seeing this team, and they all were very impressive. Brill was exceptionally impressive. We talked about the fact that Brian Forte has to get some of that football out of him, but he put on a performance the second half. He's going to get a lot sharper, and he's going to contribute to them greatly. But the big point, again, was, as John pointed out, Frank Knoppenberger, that he didn't change his game plan. He didn't panic when things seemed to get a little bit tight. And what he did say is that we have to execute a little better, get the ball in a little bit more often to Berliner, and shut down Privado the second half. And that's exactly what they did, and they've come up with a victory.
All right, the Bears take their second win of the year. They're 2-0 now with a 59-53 win over J.P. Stevens, a GMC game, and an important GMC game. Just a reminder that we will be back covering the East Brunswick-St. Joe's game here on January 3rd. And while I have a moment, I'd like to take the time to thank Charlie King and Mike Palumbi for outstanding physical arrangements that they provided us here, which will make our broadcast much easier and be able to provide you with the type of coverage that we'd like to continually provide here at Channel 8. So for Phil and Jimmy, this is John Meggiolaro wishing you and your family the happiest holiday season, and we look forward to seeing you January 3rd against St. Joe's.